Let's say welcome to the man cave to our viewers. Let me get my chair. This is Tilly. Tilly's just come out of the bath, and what I wanted to show today was grooming Tilly. So she's a Cockapoo, she's 7 years old. We've had her since she was 7 months old, and I've groomed her after probably the first year or so of that, of having her, mainly because of the cost of professional grooming and the fact that I wasn't very happy with the last one we paid for, where she came out with a big patch around her bum, like a square patch that they'd just done bald. And I thought, well, if professionals can get away with that, then I'm pretty sure I can have a go. And I'm in my man cave where I have a go at pretty much everything I can. So we've come out of the bath. Products I've used in the bath, I've used my wife's Tresemmé shampoo, because we've had proper doodle poodle stuff in the past, and basically I don't think it is any better than using a good quality shampoo, to be honest. So the other thing what I'm doing is, when she is wet like this, I can see quite clearly these little clumps that seem to just mat. So I'm going to take those off while it's wet. Not too much, just enough to stop that becoming a block for the shavers once her fur is dried off with the hairdryer. Now, grooming the dog as well also builds up that bond, that trust that you have with your pets. And as you can see here, she's quite calm. We're using a tool. It's not very loud. It's battery rechargeable, which makes all the difference. I've had chargeable ones, mains ones in the past, which I felt just a bit like a hairdryer really, or a lawnmower, where it's just that little bit too restrictive of getting around her. And I don't force her to sit here. She just knows that she needs to sit here and wait. And it does take time, don't get me wrong. She's 7. We've gone through this for the last 6 or so years. It's not too cold in here. I've had the heater on, and warmed the shed up. We are 18 degrees in here, so not too cold. And I showered her in a not hot but not cold shower as well. So yeah, just before I do this blow dry, I want to get as much as what I can see are going to be problems, because once you blow dry her, this becomes invisible in the quite thick fur she's got. Now, everybody has their own ideas of how they want to do a dog, how they want them to look. I'm more about practicality and how one, it keeps her without having to have mats that pull her hair, This is just a trolley that I got with a little mat on it, and I've got it set up in such a way that it's on wheels, and I can just turn her around quite easily. Whilst I'm working. Now, I was talking about styles and you know, what styles do they want and so on, and I was thinking about doing this video this morning. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to video it, because we met a couple who had a Cockapoo puppy in the shops not long ago, and I happened to say to her about grooming. What grooming are you doing, etc. And she wasn't. She hadn't done anything with her. They'd brushed her and so on, but they hadn't thought about how they're going to maintain her fur. Because I've got two of the dogs. I've got a Labrador, never been bathed. She hates water. We've never ever, I think we might have washed her once when she was young, but do you know what? She avoids water like the plague, and I can't bathe her. So not all dogs you're going to be able to do it with, but these are, you're going to have to, because their fur does get really, really matted, and they can't untangle it themselves. It'll end up getting to a point. When we bought Tilly, we've seen all the pictures and everything. When we went over to collect her, she was pretty much bald, and 7 months old and bald. Now, the people we bought her off said, oh, she'd got the she'd been in the fields where there was all those little balls that stick on her and we had no choice. No, I think most likely they'd done what this other couple was and not realised the dog that they'd bought needs more than just cuddles. She was called Teddy when we bought her. It sort of explains what they thought she was, and that was a teddy. And they are a cuddly, beautiful, loving thing, but they do need that maintenance. So that's what I'm showing you today, is the process of this maintenance. Now, I'm pretty sure, I think when we used to go into, I won't say the brand of shop, for a grooming, but it was about 40 minutes for a wash. Now, I've done this quite a bit now, and 40 minutes is not how long it's going to take. They will wash, they will blow dry with industrial blowers, and then I expected when I got her that these knots would be out, and the woman said, oh no, we can't get those all out, we've tried. Well, if a groomer can't do it, what are you supposed to do about it? You can see what I've got coming out. It's like quite tightly knitted into our intertwined clumps of hair. Right. And as you can see, she used to be stressed. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get a dog that is going to be stressed for the first few times. What I suggest you do is maybe wash her and have this on by her and just running it over, not the cutting end, just running it over. Get her used to that noise and that sound. We've got a bigger one in a minute that we'll use to groom her. This is just the little one, which I find quite useful for just getting these little bits out. It's not quite like cutting a human kid's hair, because when you're talking to a little person, you can tell them, don't move, don't move. But you can't do that with the dog. She doesn't understand. So try and be patient with her and do what she'll let you do without forcing it, because once you force it and you get her worked up, you're not going to get a very good job done. That's what I've found in my experience. I've done it. I've gone, you sit there, you're not moving. But actually, that doesn't really work. It's best to work with her and she'll let you do what she wants to do, and she'll pull away. She'll get up, she'll turn around if she's had enough of one area, and you'll have to come back to it. It's not like, right, I'm going to start at the top and work my way down with dogs. It doesn't work like that. See, she's got a bit of a knot in here, which is between her nails or her toes. So I'm going to take that out. It's all right, it's all right. I've got it. I've got it. Good girl. Here we go. There we go. She does chew her nails quite a bit, her feet. And I think what she's trying to do is get this matting out. So you do have to have a good look and see what she might need. And then there's good girl, aren't you? You're a good girl. So let's have a look at this one. There's a little bit there, isn't there, Tilly? Let's get that one in. I got it, I got it, I got it. Right, so I'm going to remember that paw. She won't let me do that one. Let me bring my camera down a bit. Sorry. Don't want to look at my face. Right, so I'm pretty happy with all those clumps gone now. And the same applies for what you're going to do with the hairdryer or whatever tool you're going to use to blow dry them. And try and think about what's comfortable for you and how would you have it. I wouldn't have it too hot, but I do put it on her quite hot to start with to evaporate the water that's on her. How's that look? How's that feel? How's that feel? Right, are you going to let me do that foot? You can always come back if ultimately she won't let you do something. You can always come back and do it when, you know, in the evening when she's tired, perhaps after a walk or something. You'll sort of clock, you'll go, I've got one there to do. So you can actually do it then. Good girl. You're getting a bit cold. You're shivering. She's shivering a bit now because there's quite a bit there. It's okay, it's okay. I got it, I got it. Good girl. I got it. She's starting to shiver now, so I'm going to crack on with this. Done quite a bit. Got quite a bit of these mats out. So now we want the hairdryer, Tilly. Don't look at you, shivering. Here we go. Here we go. She likes the hairdryer. Don't you? And Again, do what she'll let you do before you try and move her. She'll move if she gets too hot. Hang on, Tilly. Let me just get that bit there, look. Just get those clumps there. Got it. Good girl. Good girl. Who's going to get warm now? Yeah. We'll get you warm. Here we go. Now they do take quite a while to dry. Quite a lot of hair when you think about it. And I know that the industrial ones will use a big pipe. I don't even know whether it's warm. But we've come to use my wife's hair dryers. I wouldn't buy one specifically because you can always pick them up. This one actually does have a little trigger button that you can hold it and it cools the air down if you're getting a bit warm. And the reason I'm using my hand is I can feel the heat, so it's not too hot. That's not too bad that side. I'm going to turn her around now. And again, even this takes her some time to get used to. But it does work quite well. There's a bit in there. Nice, isn't it? She was done at Christmas was the last time, just before Christmas, so maybe in a couple of months, 3 months maybe. I like to keep her reasonably short because the longer the hair, the more knots you end up with, and by the time you've got them out, you end up with a bald dog or bald patches, which we don't want, do we, Tilly? I'm constantly sort of, as the hair starts to dry, I'm constantly blowing it and stroking so that it separates the knots that are in there that still could be in there, or the little clumps. So I'm sort of feeling it, and the air tends to blow it. It's like washing off. You can wash quite a lot of the knots out if you've got the time and patience. And just work on one area if she'll let you, and then work down. And you can see that the fur goes straight as you're doing it. And you can see also she's moving herself around and putting bits of her body where she wants me to work on next. That's how I feel anyway. You know, she knows she wants it done. She's very temperamental with her feet. Doesn't particularly like her feet done. Bring that down a bit more. But I blow around, touch around, and then when she decides she doesn't want me to, she'll just move. And we'll come back to it. We'll do that bit. There we go. Let's do that bit, Tilly. And I don't think I'll edit this video too much. I know it's going to be a long one, but I think it's important that you see how much involved they are, especially if you're thinking about getting one. I mean, this dog is the love of my life, and I'm pretty sure she's the love, I'm the love of her life, because we bond so well from this process of grooming her. And if you've got the time, then do it. Even if you can afford the professionals, it's still nice to do it yourself. And you can see it's starting to dry nicely now. And I can see if I've got any knots as I'm drying. There we go. You're doing that side now. Doing here. Good girl. So now she wants her back doing. So she's offered that for me to do. I must say this hairdryer with this trigger, which you can, I'm constantly pressing it, so I'm getting hot air and then press it to get cold air, hot air, cold air, to keep a reasonable temperature on her. And it dries so quick, and she's starting to dry now, and you can see her hair becomes quite straight instead of quite curled. And as I'm going through her fur, I'm rubbing like this, and I can see her skin and where the fur comes out, and it just goes out straight. And you can see if you've got any of those clumps or knots that you need to work on, you can either stop and come back. Just keep working. Hopefully you can see what's happening. It parts all the hair like that, and you can see if you've got any knots or anything. And the other thing to say is, if you get a groomer and you send your dog for a groomer and it comes back with knots in it, then I would consider talking to them about it and asking why. They might tell you, I don't have time, because it's obviously costs time for them to do this properly. You've got two options then. You either pay them more money to make sure they do it properly, or you change your groomer, one that cares for what they're working on. You know, their dogs. Not somebody who's in it for the money. You want somebody who's caring for your dog, who's in it for the well-being of the dog. Yes, you do. do this side too. That's it. Good job. Good job. Got a bit there. What's that doing? Careful, don't fall off. Well, that's nice, isn't it? You see, she's moved to me. She got a bit, probably a bit hot, maybe. What we're doing now. Well, turn around that way. She doesn't like her face being done, but she does know it has to be done. Same with their ears. You don't want to be blowing in their ears, just on the outside. Keeping the hairdryer quite a way away will also help. That's it, stay there. Good girl, stay there. Stay there. Stay. Stay there. And constantly talking to them also helps. I mean, she doesn't know I'm talking to the camera. She thinks I'm talking to her. Oh, there you go, that's better. Girl, stay there. Stay, stay. As you can see, it's quite intense, quite lengthy process, but so worth it if it's done right. And if you treat your animals, no, I need you to stand up now. I need you to stand up again. Stand up. Okay, so she's decided to sit down, so we want her stood up. Put your hand under her legs, on her tummy, and just push her up. Stand. Stay there. Stay. 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 And I can feel while I'm blow drying this is quite a prone area for knots, where her tail has a little, there's like a little ridge in her skin here, and it does tend to create quite curly hair which goes into her tail and creates these little clumpy knots. And stay there, and they do pull on their skin. And you can feel that by the hair drying that you're doing. As you're running your fingers over it, you should feel just hair. This is why it's important that you cover the whole body with a blow dry. Once we get on to clipping, I'll explain the importance of what we're doing. Careful. You're going to lie down now. Good girl. Careful. There we go. Good girl. And again, she's lied down. She's decided to lie down. So let her lie down and you do what you need to do. Stay there. I'm just working down her leg now, ironing out any knots that she's got and untangling the hair. Can see a few bits here. Just a few bits there. All makes your life easier. Just go that way a bit. There we go. Right. You want to stand up again? Stand. Good girl. That's it, good girl. I'm going to lie that side now. Good girl. Soon drying you off, hang on. There you go. There you go. It's not a very big table, so I don't want to lie down and falling off. Another one here that I can't free by blow dry. Let's take it out. And there was a couple here. The other thing to always do is wear some old clothes that you don't mind getting fur all over, because when we blow dry her, where's my vape? When we blow dry her, and trim her, all this fur gets really fine. It gets up your nose and gets all over your clothes. So some reasonable clothes. Oh, there's one, Tilly. Hey, you don't mind, do you? Now, I can only talk for this dog and our experience, and yours you would have to learn with the dog and see how they take it. And this is, I'm just showing you how I do my grooming. And again, obviously the option is you can take it to a professional. If you can find a good one that will do it how you want. Brilliant. I just find, there's two things really. I like doing it. It's a chance for me and her to bond. And just have that little time to ourselves. Quite a bit knotting here. You can't always see it by, you know, if you're stroking the dog and petting the dog, you can't always see it. And I don't have time in the week to brush her every day. I do, and maybe once a week I do a check. This comes in the house and we just take any knots out that I find, because it doesn't take long for the knots to appear. You know, you buy a dog, well, I buy a dog to have company, and they love your company. So why wouldn't you spend time with them doing this sort of thing? Stay there, stay there. Good girl. I'll get all these knots out. careful. I got it. You're getting bored now, aren't you? Getting bored now. Yeah. Okay. Watch that cool off. As I said, she doesn't like her ears done. Yeah, don't like your ears. Say she doesn't like her ears done, but she puts up with it, and I use this old brush from my wife, and it just grabs it, and then I can blow dry it. And then as I'm blow drying it, I'm pulling down. same with the tail. She easily gets bored as well, so by the time I've done this I'll get so far and then she'll give up and say no, I don't want you to do any more. Who can blame her? We've been at it 53 minutes now, blow drying, and we haven't even done any trimming yet. Although, to be honest, today I think I'm not going to trim. I'm not going to give her a full trim. Because next time I can do that without giving her a wash. So it sort of gives her time back. The aim today is to, well, one, to give her a wash, and two, just to get all of those knots out that I found during the week. You're never going to get them all. Oh, is that sensitive? Did we find a sensitive bit? Did we? Where? Where? I can't see anything there. See? Nothing there. I did do a face the other day, stay. This is really important that you practice this with that off. Because the thing with dogs, unlike a child or an adult, you can tell them to stay still. Let me put my camera up a bit because this is really important. If you're going to get anywhere near their face with something like this, even though they're very safe, it still can cut the skin a bit, graze it if you like, and it could take an eye out. So be very, very careful that you can trust her to stay still, or you can hold her. I tend to hold her. I grab her fur under her mouth, put her head where I want it, and tell her to stay. Stay. And she understands, usually, what I'm doing and how important it is for her to stay still. I'm only just clearing her face a little bit so that the fur doesn't go in her eyes. Okay, good girl. Now, what we got under here? How's this? Let's check this for knots. Yeah, let's do that bit. Come on. No? Okay, let's do the back then. Let's do your back. Let's do your back. Come on. Up. Stand up. Stay there. Stay. nasty knot on her knuckle here. Stay there. Stay. Quite tricky bit, this is. Here we go. That's quite a nasty. You're never going to get that out with a comb. So it's quite important that you find them, because what's going to happen is going to irritate her. She's going to start licking it, chewing at it. She's probably done that to create it anyway, to be fair. And she does chew a bit, don't you? And your dog, whatever dog that might be, will have different little areas where you get to know where these knots appear and where you need to just concentrate on, because the rest of it isn't that important. She doesn't really care what she looks like, do you? Going back to the good old days where mum or dad would cut your hair for you. Not so much these days, but certainly in my era. I lived in a village, there wasn't a hairdresser. My hairdresser was Grandad. And I suppose that's what I am now. There's another one, Tilly. Just there, look. Let me get that for you. Got it almost. In between her toes. So all this, I don't have any of this maintenance with my other dogs, only with this one. But you're worth it, aren't you, Tilly? She doesn't like her paws being done, but we'll give it a go. Let's see if we can do it. Come on. Good girl. And sometimes if they won't let you do it all, that's all right. Do it the next time. But as long as you are, you know, trying to do it, you can have a much healthier dog. And look, she's licking. I don't understand why she's licking, whether she's saying thank you or not, but she's not nipping and biting. Good girl, don't fall off. You've got some mat there. Because these dogs, they tend to get quite a bit of growth of hair between their pads as well. Now I have spent an awful lot of time, that's enough, good girl. I have spent quite a lot of time on her pads before now, perhaps once a year. But today I'm just going to go round and do the important bits. I'm not going to shave her today, you know, and do her full hair. We're just going to do these little bits here. Oh, I could have done that one then, couldn't I? I wanted to do that one. Can we lie down? Lie down? Good girl, good girl, good girl. Go on then, there you go. Now let's have a paw. Good girl. Let's have your paw. It's all right, good girl. I know you don't like it, do you? You don't like it. There we go, good girl. Oh, it's a good girl. It tickles, doesn't it? It tickle. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, wait. There we go, good girl. Now this one. One more left, just one more left. She has gone out of here with one pad not done in the past because she just won't sit. So I've had to give up. All right, good girl. There you go. Okay, we've made a good progress. That's progress, isn't it? Now we're just to do your bottom. Yeah? Do your bottom now. And again, these dogs have quite a bit of growth around their bottom. And do you remember I said to the people, I said, oh, can you do a bum area? Because she's getting bits of muck on it. And so they pretty much did a patch like that, square, bold. That, it's not needed. Stay there. So I hold her tail just to keep it out of the way and tell her to shut up, behave. And she is pretty good at staying still for me. Probably realises the benefits of having this done. Just keeps them clean. And as long as you're on top of it, you don't need to go mad. And because she's fluffing up here a little bit, I'm just taking it down a bit without, stay still. I'm not using any guards, I'm just doing the light fluffy stuff. Okay, and then, so we've got a bum clean. Now I just want to do her other bits. Right, stay there. No, stand up. Stand up. And again, just keeps it clean. I do. Because they can't do that sort of thing themselves. Now, normally I would go through and give her a shave or a cut with, I usually like to do a 13 mil or 10 I've got there actually. Is that 13? Yeah, 13 mil I like to do here. And then in the summer I'll go down to 10. But today we're not going to do that. Where did I put your scissors? There's your scissors. I thought I'd put your comb somewhere. Lost her comb. Oh, here it is. Now, I use these Unisal. You can probably see it better on there, that make. I've found over the years, these are all the same make, and I've found over the years that there are some cheaper ones. I did actually have 2 of those. I think I might have binned it in the end. I had to go at sharpening the blades myself. Don't do that. I ended up having to buy a new tool. Apparently the steel ones are self-sharpening. I've never had an issue with it really, this one, but I did with the other one. Right, so what I'm going to do, I think I might just run a little bit over her paws and just take a little bit of this bulk off. And what you'll find is that the reason I blow dry her the way I did is because it frees up all those knots. Because trying to get these clippers through, when there's a knot, it's not going to work. So it's just the bolt we're getting off today. This is a 13mm. I'm going to do that one as well, Tilly. Good go. See, she's had enough today now. An hour is enough for her. It's enough, isn't it, Till? You had enough? That's it, good girl. Stand up. Just want to get this one. I want to get this one. Come on. Let me get this one. Otherwise you're going out with odd legs. Here we go. Right, come on. Right. That'll do for today. So what I might do is come up in the week and just give her another brush and a trim. But she's looking pretty good. But after a bath, you can see somebody's coming to the door. My sister's coming to visit today. So you can see it just goes through how it should. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully there was some value in caring for these animals. She's gone. She's gone. Hopefully you got some value, and I explained what it takes for these animals to be cared for. Something to consider when you're getting another dog.